to another. Amar, what's it like spending your birthday with an incredible arena like this?
It is actually amazing to have this kind of birthday present. Gotaga, my friend. Bon anniversaire as well from here upstairs. Gotaga and gentlemen, thank you very much. It's actually insane.
Have you got a joint birthday party planned for later?
I might have planned a birthday party, right? Yeah. It's.
To you, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Amma. Happy birthday to you.
Now, Amar, make a wish. Wish for your favorite player. Who is winning the 2025 Fortnite Global Championship? We don't know, but it will be whoever Amar wished for. And he's going to tell me in just a moment. Okay.
Can I just do one thing quick?
Absolutely.
Gentle! Gentle!
Gentle, gentle, gentle.
Thank you very much.
Happy birthday, Amar.
Who wants some cake?
Well, I think we're just gonna go and we're gonna go and have some cake here, and you guys enjoy this.
The best part of any clan. Hearing the crowd cheer you on and casters, even the... Yeah, a lot of players dream of lifting the trophy at LAN.
Yeah, raising the trophy at LAN was definitely the highlight of my career.
Hearing all the crowd and all the people like yelling when I walked out, like that's an experience that I want to do. It was just such an amazing feeling to complete the dream. The best moment of my life, 100%. Honestly, lifting the trophy at LAN, there's nothing I can compare that to. I don't know if I'm ever gonna feel anything like that again.
The trophy's looking clean.
Yeah, that's a good looking trophy. I mean, that trophy's 10 times better than my...
شعور اني فزت 4 فينسس وانا قدرت اشيل كاس شعور غريب شوي يجيني شعور داخلي لان
I think winning online is 100 times better than winning online just because the atmosphere, the experience, the fans, and the trophy lift.
Everything at LAN is just more exciting, more fun, has more eyes on it.
Yeah, it 100% feels like this every time I go in the line. You just chase that feeling over and over again, clutch after clutch, win after win. I don't think anything in life can make me more happy. And I also want my teammates to experience it. Like I said, I mean, it's such a one-on-one feeling. If it's not a win on land, then it doesn't matter. So to win here at Global would just be a great feeling on the moment, honestly, because it's something that I've had on my list for a while now.
Winning an official Fortnite LAN was definitely the craziest moment of my career for sure.
اذا تيم مدريس رفع الكاس في البطولة يرفع اسم مدريس للعالم
Beautiful addition to the collection. I've already won before with the different teammates, so I can win again. A lot of people said I'm an underdog, and I felt I'm not.
Look, we all wish we could take that trophy home. You know, guys, I'm just gonna go. I gotta. Someone's calling me. I'm gonna go up the stage real fast.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. I'll be right back. You guys just keep doing your thing. No, but in all seriousness, of course, this is a good time once again. Players are currently taking a break, right? Getting that mental reset, and they'll get back to the action as quickly as we can. Seeing all these players kind of talk about that trophy, this just means so much, right? Like, obviously, prize money's awesome, right? Life-changing amounts of stuff. But like a global champion title and a trophy to kind of forever cement your accomplishment, that's what so many of these players they chase.
And there's players like, there's just so many different situations when a team comes into a LAN setting like this, whether either they're the favorites to win it all or they're the underdogs and they somehow come out on top, and that it just inspires so many people, so many players. And I always like to ask the question for the winners, what do you want to say to people that want to be like you, and the inspiration that they have, that they want to just show to all the kids watching, essentially, that this can be them. I mean, you look back on those previous winners, at one point they were starting new in Fortnite, and to be able to focus themselves, to be able to climb up all the way to this stage and then grab that trophy for themselves just means so much to not only them, but to all their fans watching as well.
Can't lie, Kelly's hyping me up right now.
Again, you hyped up.
I want to run through a brick wall right now. I'm ready to go lift that trophy myself. I mean, I wish I could. Maybe not this year, maybe next year. Look, you're spot on, Kelly. The euphoric feeling you get from being able to step up once the competition is done, all the lights shining right on you, you make your walk to lift the trophy. It's something you never ever forget. And it's something that, you know, whenever I talk to these players after the Global Championships, players who didn't win, that's always what they're focusing on. It's always like, oh, I wish I could be the one to lift that trophy. Next year is my time.
For me, in esports, I always talk about the story, and right now there is a beautiful story building, going all the way back to the Invitational, Cammy and Seti versus Queasy and Vino. The story that everyone said saved competitive Fortnite was Queasy and Vino landing on Cammy and Seti, and although it didn't go their way and they got second place, that cemented them in competitive Fortnite forever. And then you go to last year, where we think it is going to be an absolute stop of Koyo versus Peterbot, but Queasy says, nuh-uh, I'm gonna make them earn this win, and get second place once again. Full circle, we are here now, back on the global stage, and Queasy finally has that first place spot in his grasp.
It's right there.
It's right there.
Hey,
this has been a story building for 3 years.
Now, obviously, the person right behind him on his heels, right, is Vanya, saying, hold on, Queasy, I've got the crowd behind me, don't get too far away. Now, obviously, you can see the players are starting to get back on the stage. They're starting to take their seats once more. We'll get back in the game as quickly as we can. But man, oh man, tension is building for sure. 3 games, and now you start asking the question, now that you guys have had that mental reset, what is the game plan? At this point, this is a brand new competition. You have 3 games. Whatever has happened before now does not matter. We're either playing to try and take away first from Queasy, or we're trying to play to get a top 10, because that is life-changing money.
You leave it all out on the server. 3 most important games of your Fortnite life.
Yep.
You have to do whatever it takes, as crazy as it sounds.
But what is whatever it takes? Are we going to see what we saw in Major 3 for the North American Championships? Are we going to have the second place team land on the first place team? Are we going to see some crazy rotations? We've also seen teams change up their drop spots in the final moment. Is that what's going to happen? And it's not just fighting for first. We keep talking about first place. That is where the glory is. However, all of these teams are making sure that they can climb up that leaderboard, grab the bigger piece of the pie, because everyone here is fighting for notoriety and fighting for that prize pool.
Absolutely. I mean, look, we always speak about the top surprising players who have performed. You know, your placement here might catapult your career in the next direction. I look back to last year, right? A lot of the players who didn't win, but ended up becoming sort of stars in the world of Fortnite. The guys like Wox, guys like Bolts, right? They didn't win the competition, but everyone left the competition talking about how they performed. You want to put yourself in that category, someone who people are talking about for months and months after the competition.
It's only a catapult, right? From this point forward, regardless of where they end, I would say at the end of the day, these guys have made the Global Championship. This is the biggest stage possible. These are some of the best trios in the world. And now, like what you're saying, right? To say, let's just get into the top, let's place top 5. Instant respect, instant street cred. How many of these trios are looking to do that? And that's what I'm saying, man. 3 games, let's go, Kelly. I mean, let's get crazy, right? Everybody in the lobby, let's just go land Queasy. Let's take him out. Let's try and close the gap, and then everybody kind of walk
Whoa. Why do you say Kelly? He's trying to put that on me right now.
I don't think Queasy's going to be a big fan of you guys anymore. I mean, everyone, you can't be having none of that. I mean, look, if you ask him right now, he'd say, yeah, they can do whatever. We're ready for it, right? Because that is just how stone cold he is. And we'll see if in these next 3 games he really can solidify himself as the greatest IGL of all time.
But we can't count out the rest of the teams in 2nd and 3rd and 4th place. We saw game number 6, Pablo Lingo walk out with almost a 200-point game. So much can change if you're able to grab all of those eliminations, if you're able to kind of control the low ground while Queasy's sticking up high, making sure that he's just staying alive. There is still a chance, there is still an opportunity, but with 3 games left, Zeke, only time will tell what's going to happen.
You got to think the pressure's got to be through the roof. Think about coming into day number 1, right? Oh, you know, land, here we are, my friends, my peers, this amazing crowd. Pressure's on. First half of day 2, hey, maybe we're doing well, maybe we're not, you know, whatever. The last 3 games, this will be it. Pressure is through the... And even just looking at Queasy, right? Can he handle that pressure with only 3 games? When I look at Queasy and even how he was from the beginning of day 1 yesterday to where we are right now, he looks the same. He looks locked in. It looks like, hey, I'm putting up as many walls to keep this noise out as possible because I know what I came here to do. I just have to do it, Levin.
I mean, he's not going to give too much away. I'm sure thoughts will be racing through his head, but he must remain stoic. He must remain ice cold, especially when you're the leader of the team. Look to him for guidance and leadership. If he starts to look shaky, if he starts to look nervous, it might impact them negatively. Again, these are the types of things the best leaders in our game have to do.
Man, both Rapid and Kanata, joined by Higgs, Clicks, and Iamso, holding up North America, making sure that they are not kicked out of that top 5 and top 10 respectively. But honestly, you were right at the beginning of the show, Levin. EU is on top right now, but which of the EU teams will come out on that top?
You know, I'm actually curious. I saw, out of the corner of my eye there, Vico Venom Flixie, right? They're about 100 points behind, but one good game, like you said, Kelly, could change everything. With that being said, why don't we go say what's up to our casters to get things started.
Thank you guys so much. This is the final stretch, the last leg of Day 2's competition here at the 2025 FNCS Global Championship, Jacob. And anything could happen because that top 2 starting to get uncomfortably close.
Yeah, anything has happened already. 185 points to start the day. That was the lead from Queasy, Swizzy, and Merstache, and it has been decimated. Only 81 points separate first and second place. You got to give it up to the EU teams all weekend long for performing great, but the next game is ready. Let's get right into the action.
This is the starting point for where champions are really going to be tested. The battle bus taking off here in game 10. And there's one off-spawn fight that I have a feeling we're going to need to see a little bit of a resurgence from Tayson if he intends on continuing to pose a threat for that top half of the leaderboard. So far here today, it has been largely Proxy's team coming out on top, but anything could change in the blink of an eye.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, who invited Aspect to this party? A whole nother trio now joining the fun at Rangers Ruin. That just put a huge switch up on how these things have been playing. These fights, they're trying to take 2 different sides of the POI. On the outskirts is Aspect and his trio, Tinka. They're trying to loot up. This is the team coming into the Global Championship. They were landing at the Kappa Kappa factory. SETI lands over there. They are on fire. I wouldn't want to land there either, so they're just trying to figure out something.
Seems a little bit bizarre, though, that Kazi Aspect would choose to actually try and land as a third party here at Rangers Ruin. This is preposterous. Pablo, Tina, Proxy, they fully understand we've got to create a little bit of a gap here. They're already splitting this POI slightly with Tayson, Chicho, and Atris, and Aspect Tinka. They did not get the drop they were looking for. Tayson, Chicho, and Atris, they might just be able to run the Yoshi fellas out of here, if not run them down for eliminations entirely.
Honestly, considering the little bit of loot that they did have, you know, Wrecker Revolver on one, Sentinel Pump on the other, and they do have some shields as well. Not what I expected out of this drop, but they're figuring out a way to stay alive. Brexy just immediately runs out of Rangers Ruin, and he said, nah, I do not want to fight that triple contested drop. They immediately move towards the west and find a key elimination. Prodoxy, Chino, and Pablo are revved up and ready to go.
And this is the effect of VOD review, because they completely shut out Striker and Disco's teammate, Kadu, just nowhere left to escape. That's a really nice elimination to find, too, especially considering that they were pretty much forced out of Rangers Ruin due to Kazi third partying.
Now Striker and Tisco just kind of hiding. They know their teammate went down in that direction. All those builds, and he's trying to figure out, assess the situation. Can we get those revives, boots back up? But Pico, Benno, Flixie returning back to their throne. The first elimination's cleaned up. Toyota figures out a way to even the fight, even landing some crucial damage on Flixie as he tries to run the way. Toyota finishes the job. 2 straight knocks right out the start.
It's definitely going to be a bumpy road for Venno's team. This storyline just continues to hold strong here, but someone who hasn't had any issues with their early game. It's gonna be Swizzy, Queasy, and Mustache, just taking full advantage of everything that's provided by the Hive. And Swizzy even doing a great job scattering around and straight to the top of their surface. They're ready to start getting some tags in.
Oh my, another team, Aztec Tika Cat. They say, you know what? We already affected one fight at Rangers Ruin. What's the harm in going to another? They immediately make their way on over towards the top side. Tayson, Chicho, and Riz say, you know what? We're gonna chase them as far as we can towards the edge of the zone. Once they reach that point, they realize they don't have the loadout they want. 30 builds on one of those players, an empty item slot. They're immediately about face. They're trying to figure out where they can pick up the scraps from.
But you don't want to be operating with scraps when players like Vadius, Pixie, and Vanya just have so much at their disposal. Uncontested, Poix are headquarters. They can spend so much time here, Jacob, and they tend to more often than not. But Visual's Braid diminished. They might have something to say about it. They went for an attempt at a sneak plan last game. It was delayed, but they were still able to, follow through that last lobby. But now, Biggstar and Demas, a little bit of a fickle position at Kappa Factory. No one else in sight. But I wouldn't be too worried about these guys just yet. I mean, they're rolling off that momentum from the last win.
Yeah, and I know we're talking about it, but to start the year, Pigstorm and Demas haven't even played a single game in a regional FNCS final. And now you look at the end of the year, they've not only won a game on the biggest stage Fortnite has to offer, they're in contention of winning the Fortnite Global Championship. If I've ever seen a Cinderella story, this will be one right here. But they have so many juggernauts in their path. Not just Mustache in the trio, not just Pixie, Banya, and Marius, but Seti, Yapko, Panzer, Kanata, Bolts, and Rapid as well.
But something that took place in the last lobby, Jacob, is that we saw many of our top 10 players on the leaderboard getting eliminated early on. Pollo, Agers, Acorn, well, they're still looking to try and break into that in the first place. Agers gonna find the first elimination onto Wixie. And sure enough, Gentle Mates letting everyone know just how much they support seeing Pollo prosper as he continues trying to apply damage, trying to apply pressure. Alex nowhere left to run, just getting shot at from every direction.
Agers, Acorn, and Pollo, that's been one of the biggest thorns in their side. They kind of thought they would have multiple teams. Towers to trade shots with, but they're getting pushed. They're forced on a roulette drop spot and having to force and fight just like this. So a huge change in the game plan coming into the weekend, but Pollo's not going to slow down. He doesn't want to stop or be denied this opportunity. Acorn picks up that elimination on the Resides. OCE is out of this lobby in Game 10, and that's continuing to build the confidence for Pollo, Agers, and Acorn.
And the main reason why they're even pushing this far south is because the team that they've been typically trying to establish a little bit of surge action with, FKS, Hero, Halad, they have not been faring well off spawn. And so with that trio being eliminated, well, Acorn, Agers, Pollo, you've got to look elsewhere. So where do they end up? Tackling Alex in on Resigns. That might be a recurring theme. Hard to tell just yet, but they still got to make up for so much lost time, and they're not the only ones. Yamzo, Clicks, and Higgs. We've seen just how stone-faced they have been between each of these lobbies. They were starting off day 2 in that 8th place position, but they have been getting pushed lower and lower in that leaderboard.
Yeah, more and more teams choosing to rotate early, not giving them the surge that they were looking for. But back to this fight here. It may not be off the drop on this spawn, but they're all looted up, ready to go. Back at Rangers Ruin, Tayson looking across. Pablo's there, but he's going to go ahead and try to disengage as far as possible using the crash pad, even if that means going further and further away from where the zone's actually at. And you can see why Gazzetta, Way, and Scarpa have been third-partying Rangers Ruin all weekend long, but they have that awareness to watch out for it.
The difference, though, is that they've been third-partying a weekend Proxy or a weekend Tayson trio, and now they're having to deal with Proxy, Pablo, and Gino perfectly healthy and ready to strike. Not only that, but they're still also tangled up with Tayson underneath them. Ping with Malabuka, though, on the ropes here, trying to see if they can battle their way out of this box fight position, but Kappa Factory, this is all just spilling over. They'll even have the opportunity opportunity to go for an immediate fight here, but Victor B, he's immediately cranking up onto height, just all stuck inside of these early storm ticks.
Yeah, he's gonna knight with Paper on the top side of this fight. Epic Will kind of stuck down below as a solo. But with Paper and Victor B being a distraction, Walks is gonna get dropped down to only HP. Epic Will is moving. Look at Walks and Pings converge into the same box. But this is their chance now with all those extra hills. This is their original Surge base. Just gotta sit towards the middle and figure out the plan for Epic Will, Victor B, and Paper. So that way, they can try to make that smart move. But Victor B, Paper, Epic Will, they're just gonna go ahead and disengage on out. They got that early Storm Surge damage, and now they just wanna beat teams on that rotation.